Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Live Highlight in the Magic City on the Highlight Channel. I'm Stu Nyman. Andrew Bleckman will be along shortly at some point. And together we will cover every point played today. All Mutuals wagering is now open on today's 8-game performance. Each of today's 8 games will offer Win Play Show, Quinella Exacta, and Trifecta wagering. We have a daily double that begins in game 1, 2 pick 3s, and the high 5. The high 5 is a pick 5 wager. Correctly pick the winners of games 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. If you do so correctly, and have the only ticket that does so, you'll cash in on the high 5 for today. Online wagering is available at watchandwager.com, or if you're in the state of Connecticut, mywinners.com. Placing a bet not necessary. In order for you to enjoy all of today's highlight action. For those of you looking at a screen, as you see on the screen, thank you, Adam, we have 3 scratches in today's performance. Kubala, Benny, and Douglas. Distinct lack of American players in today's performance. Once again, Kubala, Benny, and Douglas scratched in their scheduled appearances today. Let's go down all of those scratches as they affect today's performance in its entirety. Begin with game 1, post 4, scratch Kubala, replace Kubala with Manny. Game 1, post 4, scratch Kubala, replace Kubala with Manny. Game 2, post 2, scratch Kubala, replace Kubala with Ben. Game 2, post 2, scratch Kubala, replace Kubala with Ben. Game 3, post 8, scratch Kubala, replace Kubala with Julin. Game 3, post 8, scratch Kubala, replace Kubala with Julin. Game 4, post 8, scratch Benny, replace Benny with Alex. Game 4, post 8, scratch Benny, replace Benny with Alex. Game 5, post 1, scratch Benny in the front and the back court, replace Benny with Cabrera. Game 5, post 1, scratch Benny, replace Benny with Cabrera. Game 5, post 6, scratch Douglas, replace Douglas with Bueno. Game 5, post 6, scratch Douglas, replace Douglas with Bueno. Game 6, post 7, scratch Douglas, replace Douglas with Inaki. Game 6, post 7, scratch Douglas, replace Douglas with Iñaki. Game 7, 2 scratches again. Post 3 in the front court, scratch Douglas, replace Douglas with Ikeda. Game 7, post 3, scratch Douglas, replace Douglas with Ikeda. Game 7, post 4 in the backcourt, scratch Benny, replace Benny with Cabrera. Game 7, post 4 in the backcourt, scratch Benny, replace Benny with Cabrera. Finally, in Game 8, post 6, scratch Douglas, replace Douglas with Iturbide. Game 8, post 6, scratch Douglas, replace Douglas with Iturbide. Those are the scratches that affect today's performance in its entirety. Kubala, Douglas, and Benny scratched in all of their scheduled appearances today. With all that in mind, we ask you to make your wagers as early as possible within the scheduled post times, and sit back and relax. Post time for game number 1 is now just 7 minutes away. Andrew, how are you? Oh, look, the seat's empty. There's no Andrew. So I have an option of doing my best Andrew imitation, but someone might call my psychiatrist and suggest a medication change, so I think we can skip that. Say greetings to those of you joining us in the chat. Chat brings me a lot of solace when Andrew's not here, because I start feeling progressively more anxious throughout the day when Andrew is not seated comfortably to my left. Michael Dupuy, greetings. Steve M, as always. J.R. Schumann, sorry. Reading glasses, long distance. Mo Crank. William, can't say hi to Andrew yet. Andrew may be tuned in. I doubt that. Noel, thanks for joining us so early. 5 minutes to go before we begin game 1 and the daily double. Scratches affecting the daily double. Kubala. Game 1, post 4. Scratch Kubala, replace Kubala with Manny. Game 2, post 2. Scratch Kubala, replace Kubala with Ben. And before we move on with 5 minutes to go, we have a snappy little video that talks about Spectacular 7 scoring. Take it away.
Spectacular 7 singles games are played with 8 players. Each player wears a different color jersey numbered 1 through 8 on the front. These numbers are traditionally referred to as post numbers. Post numbers are used to signify the order in which the athletes will play in a game. These numbers are also used for betting purposes. Don't be confused by the numbers on the back of our jerseys, those are just for fun. Each game begins when the player in the post 1 red jersey serves to the player in the post 2 blue jersey. The served ball must land between the 4 and 7 lines marked on the court's side wall. If the ball lands between those lines, the serve is good and play continues until one of those 2 players wins that matchup. The player who loses the matchup exits the court and waits for his next turn at the end of the rotation. It's important to note that every game has 2 rounds. The first 7 matchups in a game make up round 1. Each matchup in round 1 is worth 1 point. Round 2 refers to all matchups that take place after the 7th and final matchup of round 1. The number of matchups in round 2 varies from game to game. And in round 2, each matchup is worth 2 points. The first player to earn 7 points wins the game.
Funny. CRB just made me laugh big time. CRB is a good guy, as are all of our guys. So once again, that was a snappy little video explaining Spectacular 7 scoring, an invention occurring in the 1960s. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you just joining us with 3 minutes to go, we have 3 scratches in today's performance. Kubala, Douglas, and Benny all scratched in their scheduled appearances today. Game 1, post 4, scratch Kubala, replace Kubala with Manny. Game 1, post 4, scratch Kubala, replace Kubala with Manny. Game 2, post 2, scratch Kubala, replace Kubala with a Ben. That's the daily double, both of which begin in 3 minutes. J.R. Schumann. My weekend did go well. Thank you very much for asking. Talking about my weekend No, that's not really good, because what can I tell you that I do? I basically, we finished up late Friday night, and then had an eventful weekend, kind of like yesterday. There was some stuff going on. Some, we'll call it, it's some of the work that I do behind the scenes. You hear me chatting so enjoyably in an announcer's role, but I do frequently say the other position, which is director of player personnel, which is something that I'm very proud of. And it's a role that I take very seriously. And so dealing with some player issues, making sure that our players have all the support, or as much support as we can give them, to need behind the scenes, that came up yesterday. And everybody's good. And so that was a positive thing. And apart from that, I was in bed. I am one of these people who does engage in bed rotting. And I don't think we can allow today to go without comment that 37 years ago today, something that changed the entire world of highlight. Don't talk about it often. 88 player strike, 37 years ago today. We here at Magic City, of course, take no position on that, but we do recognize that both the sport and everyone associated with it, many lives were affected, as was the sport. So it's important to recognize the 37th anniversary of it. And man, are we glad to be here now. About 20 seconds to go before we begin Game 1 and the Daily Double. And then don't forget, 5 p.m. today, folks, Battle Court, Warriors taking on the Renegades. 4, 3, 2, counting down now, 1, and it's time to begin. Let's begin. Ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to begin. Game number 1, it is a spectacular 7 doubles match. Played to 7 points. Points double after the first round of play. Up first and serving, red shirts post 1. That's Juice and Ron. Receiving in the blue of post 2, Cool Fitness and Ben. Right there. Your fingers on. There's serve. We begin. Ball missed. Point 2. Here's a backhand by Gallo, powerfully thrown. Beautiful rebote by Cool Fitness, hard to the inside. Cool Fitness, midcourt, good catch, hard throw. Point 2. Receiving in the green shirts of post 4. CRB's in the front court. Substituting for the scratch Kubala is Manny in the back court. 5.56 Justice. Howdy from Texas. Good to see you. Welcome to the chat. And to highlight. Hope you enjoy. There's the backhand by Manny. Ben's there. Here's a backhand by Cool Fitness. Manny, backhand from the 12 line. On the wall. Beautiful catch by Ben. CRB back at the 9 line. Lifts it. Ben deep in the backcourt. Forehand. On the return. Long carom. It's out. Point 4. Black shirts post 5. We have Flores and Arta receiving. .56 Justice. You just joining us, or have you been a fan of Highline or just chatting with us? Good to have you either way. Flores, fine catch in the front court. Manny picks us up the 11 line. Arta in the corner. CRB, 8 line. Here's a backhand by Manny. Arta, tip ball, sidewall, point 4. Yellow shirts of post 6, Ikeda and Bragley receive. Michelle Brunel, good to see you. Welcome to the chat. Here's a backhand by Manny. Bragley on the forehand. Inside placement by CRB, scores well thrown, point 4. For 3 points, here's post 7, the pink shirts receive. Julian in the front court with Cabrera in the back. Michelle Brunel, I believe they began in 2021. Asking about when Gaucheri and Rats came. I believe they came in 2021. There's a backhand by Cabrera. Big backhand. High Manny, rebote for Julian. CRB midcourt. Cortada. Ooh, Julian gets in there. Good catch. Ball is on the wall. Nice save. Missed ball in the backcourt, point 7. Julian will take over the serve here now to complete the first round and receive. Purple shirts post 8. Bueno in Tennessee. Yes, I believe that it was Julian, Aratz, and Gaucheri all coming in 2021. Ball crossing the sidewall and scoring. 0.7. First round's complete. Matchups are worth 2 points now through the end of the game. First to return, the red of post 1. Juice and Ron. There's backhand, powerfully thrown to the inside. Ron advances, takes this in the air. Powerful backhand. Robote for Julian. Ron at the 8 line. Cabrera, backhand. Ron stays to the inside, backhand from the 8. Robote forehand by Ron. Julian takes that in the air. Ron again, forehand Robote. Cabrera's on it. Ron midcourt. Catch on the right side of Cabrera. Here's Ron. Backhand. Clipping. To the outside. Saved by Cabrera. Ron picks that up on the bounce. Powerful backhand. Julian gets in there for the Robote. Makes the save to the outside. Juice on the catch. Powerful forehand. And Cabrera's there. Low runner to the inside. What a snag by Ron. Robote, low and inside. Cabrera's there, backhand, all the way out. Juice, good focus, great Robote. Here's Cabrera. Backhand 2-all, caught by Juice. Caught it between his legs, returned it. Big backhand by Ron, Cabrera's there. What a scoop by Ron at the 10 line. Julian midcourt. Robote coming out. Juice again, saves Robote. Cabrera on the left side. Point 1. A well-played point by all 4 players. Juice will take over the serve, receiving the white shirts post 3, El Barba and Gallo. Point 3. 2 receives, Cool Fitness and Ben. Point 2. There's a backhand by Ben. Two all. Stopped by Flores. Cortada by Flores. That was really well done. Beautiful placement by Flores on the forehand, 0.5. Yellow shirts post 6. Ikeda and Bragley receive. 5.56 Justice. It's good to have you back. Glad you picked it up again. Big right side by Bragley. Robote. Left side. Ikeda takes it on the bounce. The 8 line. Powerful forehand by Bragley. Bragley on the forehand. Great catch. Robote save. Right to the inside. Ikeda's there. Flores on the Robote. Ball missed, midcourt, 0.6. Six with 2 points. Here's post 4. CRB and Manning. Potentially a problem with the ball coming out. Player manager will check it out. Ball gets a dig in the side wall. New ball coming out. Here's a backhand by Manny. Robote, forehand. Manny on the bounce at the 12 line. Forehand up the middle, taken by Ikeda. Manny from the 11. That ball died coming off the side wall and front wall. Point goes to the 6. Good effort by Manning. 6 with 4 points. Here's post 8. The Purple Shirts return. Bueno in Tennessee. Over serve, 0.8. 8 with 2 points. Here's post 7. Julian and Cabrera. Backhand by Cabrera. Tennessee. To the left side of Julian. Robote forehand. Cabrera's there. Tennessee down low, backhand from the 12 line. Tennessee now on the forehand. Again from the 12. Cabrera from the 10. Ball tipped at the 10, 0.7. 7 with 4 points. Here's post 1. Juice and Cabrera. Here's a backhand by Ron. Ron the catch. Ron forehand now from the 12 line over the top, passing Julian. Robote at the sidewall, saved by Cabrera. Juice on the run, makes the catch. Drop shot, Julian on the run. 2 bounces before the catch was made, point 1. Well, with 4 points, here's post 3. The white shirts return, El Barba and Gallo. Gallo got there, makes the catch, returns it light. Ron advances. Outside placement, scoop by El Barba. He did not hold on to it, point 1. Possible game point, red shirts at post 1. Juice and Ron trying to stop them. Cool Fitness and Ben. Juice makes the catch on the outside. Forehanded pass. Both players moving out. None will get there. That is point and game to the red shirts of post 1. And that LASIK seems to have worked for Sonny. 1 wins it 6-7 and 2, playing off for second and third. 6 first serves to 7. If you didn't get the reference, Juice recently had some eye surgery. Already back. Julian picks the serve. There's the backhand. Caught by Bragley. Cabrera on the catch midcourt. Hard throw to the inside. Katie gets in there to make the save. At the side wall, Julian's there. Controlled catch. Nice backhand. Cabrera on the scoop. Bragley from the 12 line. Light touch to the inside. Lighter touch to the inside, rather. Here's the backhand. Ikeda's there. Julian, backhand from the 7. Ikeda goes for the save that did not have the distance, .7. Possible place point for the 7 team, Julian and Cabrera. Receiving, Cool Fitness and Ben. Powerful backhand by Ben. What a catch by Cabrera. Ben called for it, reached in, a little late, but made the catch. Cabrera, Robote, 2-all. Catch by Cool Fitness, good control on the return. Cabrera to the inside. Ben's there. Cool Fitness on the scoop. Hard throw on the return. Julian stops it. Catch by Ben at the 10 line. Goes deep. Cabrera's there. Scoop by Ben. Cortada from the backcourt. Stopped by Julian. Robote coming out. Robote forehand. Catch by Julian. Long carom. Big, big backhand. Cool Fitness, good Robote. Caught by Cabrera. Cool Fitness again. Julian's on it. Big backhand by Cabrera. Robote coming out. Another scoop by Cool Fitness. Hard throw, stopped by Cabrera. Scoop attempt missed. Point and place to post 7, 6 serves to 2. This is show point. Big backhand by Ben. He K'd on the rebote. That took off. 2 shows. Unofficial order of finish, 172. Your price will be up in a moment. Results and prices are official 172, the official order of finish for game 1. Quinella 1-7, $20.40. Trifecta 172. That's first, second, and third place finishing. $354.40. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, is game 2. Game 2 does begin our first pick 3. Correctly pick the winners of games 2, 3, and 4 to play the next pick 3. There's a scratch in game 2. Game 2, post 2, scratch Kubala, replace Kubala with Ben. Game 2, post 2, scratch Kubala, replace Kubala with a Ben. Remember, Kubala, Benny, and Douglas have been scratched in all their scheduled appearances today. Post time for game 2 now just less than 5 minutes away. Good luck. Back 4 minutes away. 4 minutes till game 2. See, for those of you who sometimes wonder about the importance of 2 announcers in an announcer's booth, the way we do it here at Magic City, I mean, look at this. What do I do without Andrew? I have to write the prices down very quickly. That's that dead air that you guys experience, because you got to write the prices down, because then we got to put them into the computer. Otherwise, we get this message from a great fan for many years who says, hey, so I'm doing a couple things today. No, Andrew is not off today. Andrew had something to take care of that interfered with his ability to start off the performance. We'll see him. And we had a couple scratches and a few other things, and, you know, it catches up pretty quick. And so that leaves me here chatting so enjoyably with you guys in the chat. Michelle Brunel complimenting Juice on that shot. Juice did a really good job of getting to the ball. Court positioning. That's what we talk about, court positioning. Moving to the ball where you think it's going. Getting into position to make the catch and hopefully make the shot. Ernesto. That was Ernesto that was asking the question. No, not off today. Not off today. Stu, you can handle it all. I am flattered by that comment. But now, there are so many people who go into making this work, you have no idea. I have worked in highlight operations before where I did do quite a bit by myself. And never entirely, of course, by myself, but the announcing, the promotions and stuff like that. Yeah, once upon a time. No longer the case. Here at Magic City, we have so many awesome people. Director Anthony in particular, who you guys never get a chance to hear from, but man, let me tell you, wicked sense of humor. Great dry wit. And that headset that you may see Andrew and I wearing behind the glass. He's one of the folks who's in the headset. And of course, Adam. So I like to say number 17, Adam, formerly of Miami High Life fame. He's working the front camera. One of the, I don't know, it seems like we're up to a bajillion now. I think bajillion's a good number. One of the bajillion cameras in existence around us here at Magic City, providing you with this beautiful view. David Howard apparently looking for Ron to bring some numbers in. Mo Crank, good to see you in the chat. And always, thank you so much for the Coca-Cola. Gets me through. A few weeks left of Pelota. And, of course, Battle Court continues on. Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays. Mondays, Tuesdays at 5 p.m. With that, time to begin Game 2. We're ready to begin Game 2. It is a spectacular 7. Singles match. Played to 7 points. Points double after the first round of play. Up first and serving the red shirt of post 1 is CRB. And substituting for the scratched Kubala with the limber hips. Ben, stop doing that in front of my face, will you? Is Ben. Ben is substituting for Kubala. Judge blew the whistle. Time to begin. CRB serves. We begin. Robote forehand with a light touch. Too light. Hit the pad. Point 2. White shirt to post 3. Bradley receives. Ernesto, stop picking at me. And that could be true for all I know. Wouldn't surprise me. Forehand by Bradley to pass. Thrown powerfully. Bet on the Robote. It's a 2-all. Bradley got there, got the cesta there, could not bring it in. Point 2. 2 with 2 points. Here's post 4. The green shirt receives. Gallo. Powerful forehand by Gallo. Robote. Good snag by Gallo at the side wall. Big backhand. Robote by Ben. Gallo's there. Ben midcourt. Karam opens and scores. Well thrown. Point 2. Two with 3 points. Here's the black shirt of post 5, worn by Cabrera. Backhand by Cabrera to the inside. Robote by Ben. Ball tipped on the scoop attempt. Point 2. 4 points for the 2 post. They'll bring to the court. Yellow shirt to post 6. Arta. Robote left side by Ben. Arta from the 7 line. Robote forehand. Ball tipped On the left side, point 2. 5 points for the 2-post. Ben is serving to the pink shirt at post 7, worn by Bueno. There's a backhand by Bueno. Ben, good catch at the 9 line. Wow. You're right. The cesta okay? Ben's kind of tough. He can break a cesta. Okay, here's purple shirt at post 8, Ron. There's a backhand by Ron. Rebote by Bueno to the inside. Ron's there. Bueno, good catch. Backhand from the 8. Rebote saved by Ron. He goes down low to make the play. Ron on the catch to the outside. Point 8. We've completed the first round of play. Matchups are worth 2 points now through the end of the game. First to return, the red at post 1, CRB. Point 1. One serves post 3, Bragley. Rebote, up the middle, stopped by Bragley. Bragley with a light touch. As scores, well thrown, point 3. Bragley with 2 points. This matchup, he's serving to Gallo. Green at post 4. Gallo on the backhand to the corner. Forehand rebote by Bragley. Ball tip, point 3. 4 points for the 3 post. Receiving black at post 5, Cabrera. Backhand by Cabrera. Rebote. Here's Bragley at the sidewall. Powerfully thrown. One-handed grab by Bragley. Big backhand follows. Cabrera. Rebote. Ball tip, point 5. Play continues. Yellow shirt at post 6. Archer receives. Rebote saved by Cabrera. Archer winds up. 2-all is in and scoring. Point 6. 6 with 2 points. Hobbling back onto the court with possible game point is the blue at post 2, Ben. Don't let him fool you, Arte. He's fine. There's a backhand by Ben. Caught by Arta. Rotate forehand to the inside. Arta's there. Great catch. Costello 2-all is in and scoring point 6. 6 with 4 points, serving to post 7. Bueno. Bueno on the backhand. Arta on the catch. Long Costello 2-all lands in and scores point 6. Possible game point, yellow shirt at post 6. Arta trying to stop him. Ron. Backhand by Ron. Wall to wall. Robote. 2-all by Arta. Scores for the win. Point in game. Post 6. Arta. No playoff here. 2 places, 3 shows. Unofficial order finish 6-2-3. Your price will be up in a moment. Results and prices are official. 6-2-3, the official order finish for game 2. $2 Quinella, 2-6, 44-20. The trifecta, 6-2-3, 645 even. $2 wager on 6 to win, $15. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, is game number 3. Game 3 is a spectacular 7 doubles match. Play to 7 points. Points doubling after the first round of play. Game 3 also begins the high 5 for today. To play the high 5, correctly pick the winners of games 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. A pick 5 wager. If you do so correctly, have the only ticket that does so, you'll cash in on the high 5 with a $2,000 guarantee. There are scratches affecting the high 5. Let's go over them now. Kubala, Benny, and Douglas are scratched in all their scheduled appearances today. Game 3, post 8, scratch Kubala, replace Kubala with Julin. Game 3, post 8, scratch Kubala, replace Kubala with Julin. Game 4, post 8, scratch Benny, replace Benny with Alex. Game 4, post 8, scratch Benny, replace Benny with Alex. Once again, game 4, post 8, scratch Benny, replace Benny with Alex. Game 5, 2 scratches. Game 5, post 1. In the backcourt, scratch Benny, replace Benny with a Cabrera. Game 5, post 1, scratch Benny, replace Benny with a Cabrera. Game 5, post 6 in the front court, scratch Douglas, replace Douglas with Bueno. Game 5, post 6 in the front court, scratch Douglas, replace Douglas with Bueno. Game 6, post 7, scratch Douglas, replace Douglas with Inaki. Game 6, post 7, scratch Douglas, replace Douglas with Inaki. Game 7, 2 scratches again. Game 7, post 3. In the front court, scratch Douglas, replace Douglas with Ikeda. Game 7, post 3, scratch Douglas, replace Douglas with Ikeda. Game 7, post 4 in the backcourt. Scratch Benny, replace Benny with Cabrera. Game 7, post 4. Scratch Benny, replace Benny with Cabrera. Finally, game 8, post 6. Scratch Douglas, replace Douglas with Iturbide. Post time for game 8. Now just less than 5 minutes away. Good luck. Backhand by Ben, low and hard. He blasts it. Wow, that's impressive. Douglas Rabote to the inside. Jairo takes it in the air. Backhand. Douglas on the Rabote to the inside. Scoop by Jairo. Backhand by Manu. Karam by Manu scores. Manu makes the catch. Manu on the catch. Forehand low and hard to the inside. Aratz digs out the Rabote. Excellent catch by El Barba. There's the backhand. Jedin's there. Rabote forehand. Jedin makes the catch. Rifles it inside. Scoop by El Barba. Outside placement scores for Inaki. Here's a backhand by Aratz. Rabote, forehand by Douglas. Two all, scores. Here's a backhand by Nicholas. Beautiful catch. Here's the backhand by Nicholas. Rabote by Benny. It's high. Robin cuts it off. Backhand. Going hard to the inside. Two all. Oh my. Redeemed himself. Beautiful catch by Nicholas. Big backhand. Rabote coming to the 8 line. Forehand Rabote on the wall. Stopped by Nicholas. Nicholas Philo to the outside. Caught and returned. 2 alls. 2 score. My oh my. another snappy top 10 video. And with that, time to play. Let's begin. Time to begin game number 3. It is a spectacular 7 doubles match. Play to 7 points. Points double after the first round of play. Game 3 also begins the high 5 for today. Serving in the red shirts, post 1, Cool Fitness and Ben. Receiving in the blue shirts, post 2, Juice and Ron. Thank you, Anthony. There's the serve. We begin. Rotate forehand. Save by Cool Fitness. Juice. Nice touch. Oh, wow. Point 2. Juice serving white shirts post 3. Bueno in Tennessee. Rebote by Ron to the inside. Cut off by Bueno. Beautiful catch. Oh. Daryl, you okay? Is everybody else okay? You hit the back wall, so someone in the front court's got to die? All right, point 2. Wow. Green shirts post 4, Ikeda and Bragley receive. Beautiful catch by Ikeda at the 9 line. Juice is there. Out. Point 4. Black shirts post 5. Flores and Arta receive. Here's the backhand by Arta to the inside. Rebote. Backhand by Arta. Back to the inside. Rebote to the 9 line. Ikeda's there. Beautiful catch by Bragley up high on the right side. Arta makes the rebote save from the 12 line. Ikeda back. Here's the catch. Ball tipped and then Arta hit. Point 4. Forward 2 points. Yellow shirts, post 6. El Barba and Gallo receive. Rebote by Ikeda to the inside. Ikeda from the 9 line. Here's El Barba on the backhand. Powerfully thrown. Ikeda from the 7. Gallo on the backhand from the 10 to the inside. Bragley down low. Backhand from the 12 line. Rebote. Catch by Ikeda. Rote save by Gallo. Backhand 2-all. Caught in the air by Ikeda. Low and hard by Ikeda. Gallo stops it before crossing the wall. Ikeda's got this in the air at the 8 line. Point 4. 3 points for the 4 team. Pink shirts opposed 7. Manny and Cabrera receive. Hi, Mo. No, we believe that Douglas is playing Battle Court this afternoon at 5. I believe also that both Benny and Kubala will be playing tomorrow in Battle Court for the Devils. There's a backhand to the inside. Catch down low by Bragley. Big right side. Caught by Cabrera. Cortada stopped by Ikeda. Cabrera's there. Backhand. Ikeda calls for it. Difficult catch made behind him by Cabrera. Ikeda's midcourt. Backhand. Passes. Rotate forehand. Cortada. Oh, that lands in and scores. Point 7. Here now to complete the first round and receive purple shirts post 8. CRB and Julin. Julin substitutes for Kubala. Beautiful scoop by Cabrera. Julin on the rebote, plays it high. Manny's got it. Backhand from the 7. Manny on the catch. Here's the backhand. Rebote, beautifully thrown by CRB. CRB on the catch. Drop shot, too low, point 7. So won 2 points. So we complete the first round of play. Matchups are worth 2 points now through the end of the game. First to return, the red of post 1. Cool Fitness and Ben. Cabrera on the backhand to the inside. Ben down low, backhand from the 11. Scoop attempt, tip, point 7. 4 points for the 7 team. Receiving, point 0 in Tennessee. Ball tipped off the serve, point 7. Possible game point, pink shirts of post 7. Manny and Cabrera trying to stop them in the blue at post 2. Juice and Ron. Cabrera down low, backhand. Juice has got it. Splitter, scooped up by Manny. 2-all by Manny. That's going to score. Point in game, post 7. Manny and Cabrera. 4 places, 2 shows. Unofficial order of finish, 7-4-2. Your prices will be up in a moment. Results and prices official for game 3, 7-4-2, the official order of finish for our 3rd game. Quinella 4-7, $33. Trifecta 7-4-2, $135.40. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, is our 4th game. It is a spectacular 7 singles match. It's played to 7 points. Points will double after the first round of play. There's a scratch. Game 4, post 8, scratch Benny, replace Benny with Alex. Game 4, post 8, scratch Benny, replace Benny with Alex. Reminder, there are 3 scratches in today's performance. Kubala, Benny, and Douglas scratched in their scheduled appearances today. Post time for game 4. Now, just about 4 minutes away. Good luck.
Not a
So thank you for the compliment, but no, the only sport that I have ever announced has been Highlight, going back to 1991. It's actually the only sport that I follow. But I do appreciate the compliment. And baseball. Well, that'd be interesting. Welcome back to Wrigley Field. I know someone who enjoys Wrigley Field very much. Are you giving me a script that you'd like me to announce? I appreciate that. 3 minutes to go before we begin game 4. Reminder of the scratch. Game 4, post 8. Scratch. Benny, replace Benny with Alex. Game 4, post 8. Scratch Benny, replace Benny with Alex. 2 minutes to go. Oh, sorry, about 3 minutes to go. Yeah, I basically, let me give you a little history. It was back in 1991, and I had just taken leave from medical school. Born and raised down here in Miami, and went to school both Connecticut and then Maryland, and took some time off in my 2nd year. Family wasn't exactly thrilled with that decision, so I went back to the one place that was always very welcoming, the Highlight community, North Miami Amateur Highlight. Started sewing Highlight balls. And in 1991, there were 2 announcers who had been announcing for about 10 years. One of them was getting promoted to director of promotions or something like that. And for the first time in about 10 years, they needed a new announcer at Miami Highline. And I just happened to be playing at North Miami and killing time as I had done in my childhood and adolescence. And the owner of Amateur Highline, one Howie Kalick, said, "Hey, kid, what do you think about announcing?" So off I went to Miami Highline in June, I believe it was 1991. Somewhere, yeah, June of 91. Went to Miami Highline, sport coat and tie, program in hand. Never having done it before, but loving the sport. Tried out and was fortunate enough to be hired by Dave Lemon, who many of you know, of course, from his announcing and public relation days, and to announce with Ken Paraglia, who passed away last year, and announced 91 to 97. Also did some work in a local child and adolescent psychiatric hospital, another passion of mine. And in 97 came to Highline full-time as assistant general manager. Time to begin. Let's begin. So with that little trip down amnesia lane, let's begin our next game, which is game 4. Don't forget the scratch. Game 4, post 8, scratch. Benny, replace Benny with Alex. Time to begin our 4th game. It is a spectacular 7. Singles match. Played to 7 points. Points double after the first round of play. Serving red shirt at post 1, Manny. Receiving blue at post 2. Ikeda. Here's the serve. We begin. Robote forehand, missed midcourt, point 2. Receiving the white shirt at post 3, Goanaga. Point 2. Lalu receives. Green at post 4. Ball tipped down low, point 2. Two with 3 points, black shirt at post 5, Julian receives. There's a backhand by Julian, powerfully thrown. Robote forehand. Some caught by Julian. Carom by Julian is in and scores, point 5. Yellow shirt at post 6, Iñaki receives. Ernesto, I'm not sure. If I weren't doing this, if I hadn't had a professional career in highlight, I imagine I would have worked in mental health in some capacity. Probably would have gone back to medical school, finished, been a psychiatrist. Robote forehand by Julian. Iñaki's there, backhand from the 7. Rotate forehand, high and inside. Rotate forehand. Iñaki makes the catch. Inside placement scores, 0.6. Entering the court, the pink shirt of post 7. Iturbide. Iñaki on the backhand. Rebote forehand high by Iturbide. .6. Here now to complete the first round and receive, wearing the purple shirt of post 8 and substituting for number 55, Benny, is Alex. But Ernesto, if you're asking if what I would have done after I left Highline in 2013 when I left Florida Gaming, probably healthcare management of some form. That was the plan. Until they came and got me back for Highline. Catch by Iñaki. Here's the backhand. Alex sets up. Rebote forehand. High and inside. Well played. Costado 2-all, beautifully executed by Alex to score, 0.8. We've completed the first round of play. Matchups are worth 2 points now through the end of the game. First return, red at post 1, Manny. The ball died coming out of the service box and the scores, 0.8. 8 with 3 points, serving to the 3 post. Goenaga receives. Here's a backhand by Goenaga. Rebote. Beautiful catch by Alex. Costado inside, scooped up. Goenaga from the 8 line. Powerful forehand by Alex, wall to wall, nicely played. Outside placement. Alex tracks it, takes this on the bounce. Powerful forehand. Scores, 0.8. Possible game point for the purple shirt of post 8, Alex. Trying to stop him, the green at post 4, Lalu. Rebote forehand by Alex, passes. Lalu, rebote. 2-all. Does not open, stopped by Alex. Alex powerfully from the forehand will score. Point and a perfect game to the purple shirt of post 8, Alex. No playoff in our 4th game. 2 places, 6 shows. 8-2-6, unofficial order finish. 4. Game 4. Results and prices are official for Game 4, 8-2-6, the official order of finish for our fourth game. Quinella, 2-8, $30.40. The trifecta, 8-2-6, 205.20. Early pick 3, 6-7-8, 3 of 3 numbers returning 297.10. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, is our fifth game. First of our 2 feature doubles games. Played to 7 points. Points double after the first round of play. 2 scratches in Game 5. Game 5, post 1. Scratch the backcourt, Benny. Replace Benny with Cabrera. Game 5, post 1. Scratch Benny. Replace Benny with Cabrera. Game 5, post 6 in the front court. Scratch Douglas. Replace Douglas with a Bueno. Game 5, post 6. Scratch Douglas. Replace Douglas with Bueno. Post tie. Now 6 minutes away. Good luck. Nice catch by Kubala. Backhand from the 10 line. Hit it powerfully from the forehand. Robote 2-all. That is beautifully executed by Kubala to score. Iñaki backhand from the 11 line. Aratz looks for the rebote. Catch by Iñaki. He winds up. Costello 2-all. Opens wide and scores. Rebote forehand. Manu's there. 2-all, 0.5. Bote to the inside. Jairo cuts it off at the 8 line. Here's the backhand, a little lower and harder. Bote by Benny. Right to the left side of Jairo. Jairo 2-all, another one scores. There's backhand by Naki. Robote, left side, 2-all. That scores. Rotate forehand by Jairo. Caught by Gauchetti. Backhand. Low runner. Rotate save. The big bounce. Stays to the inside. That's on the wall. Catch by Gauchetti. 2-all scores. 0.4. Catch by Rotz. Rotz midcourt. Nicholas is there. 2-all. In. Two-all. Beautifully executed by Aratz to score. There's a backhand by Manny. 2-all scores, .2. Backhand by CRB. El Barba passes. Robote. Scoop by El Barba. The 2-all with a light touch. That's beautiful. That scores. Another snappy video there with the top 10 2-alls is assessed by one Andrew Bleckman. Nice one there at the end by El Barbo. Game 5 coming up. And for David Howard, scratches for the late games 5, 6, 7, and 8. Benny and Douglas are scratched in all their scheduled appearances today. Kubala was scratched earlier, but as far as the late games are concerned, Benny and Douglas scratched in their scheduled appearances today. Game 5, post 1 in the backcourt, scratch Benny, replace Benny with Cabrera. Game 5, post 6 in the front court, scratch Douglas, replace Douglas with Abueno. That's this next game coming up. Time to begin. Let's begin. Time to begin Game 5. It is a spectacular 7 doubles match. Play to 7 points. Points double after the first round of play. Serving in the red shirts of post 1. Ikeda in the front court. Substituting for the scratch Benny in the back court is Cabrera. Receiving blue of post 2. Urrutia and Lalu. Ikeda serves. We begin. Powerful backhand by Lalu. Robote comes out to the 5 line. Turned on the forehand of Ikeda. Big backhand by Lalu again. On the wall. Drop shot by Urrutia scores. .2. 2 first up on the board in our 5th game. That brings to the court the white shirts of post 3. Gosheri and Ben. Ben on the backhand to the inside. Lalu from the 10 line. Robote forehand. That hit the overhead screen, which is out of play. .3. Green shirts post 4 receiving. We have Alex and Rotz. Here's a backhand by Gosheri. Robote forehand. .4. Black shirts post 5. Ichirbide and Nicholas receive. Trey Peeps Hawkeye is a wonderful piece of equipment from what I understand. But yes, I also, it is something that we have looked into, and the cost is prohibitive for us. Here's a backhand by Rotz. Alex up the wall, down with the ball. Big backhand follows. Low hard backhand. Arats from the 13 line. Iturbide from the 9 to the inside. Arats is there. Rotate forehand. Arats now from the 11 line on the right side. Catch by Iturbide. Big backhand by Arats. Caught by Nicholas. Iturbide from the costado. Inside placement picked up by Alex. Alex, hard costado. Arats now from the 12 line to the inside. Caught in the air by Iturbide. Rebote. Caught by Alex in the air at the 7. Hard throw from the forehand. Scooped up by Nicholas. Rebote forehand saved by Iturbide. Here's Alex. Arats from the 13 line. Backhand. Back to the inside. Nicholas is there. Alex, backhand from the 7. Little clip, caught by Iturbide. Arats on the forehand, makes a stop. Backhand to the outside. That's in play. Iturbide on the rebote. Caught by Alex. Outside placement is in and scores, point 4. Yellow shirts, post 6. Bueno and Julian receive. Here's Julian on the backhand. Split placement. Stop by Julian. Catch by Arats. He advances. Hard throw. Scoop attempt. Tip. Point 4. For 3 points, here's post 7. Goanaga and Manny. There's a backhand by Manny. from the forehand. Gonaga midcourt, backhand. Wall to wall from the left side. Rebote forehand by Alex, caught by Manny. Alex, beautiful catch behind the center line. Big backhand to the inside. That's a great catch by Manny. Alex saves for Bote. It's a 2-all. Gonaga has it on the forehand. Low and hard. What a snag by Aratz. Gonaga on the forehand. Hard throw to the inside. Aratz is there. Fine Rebote save. Gonaga picks it up on the bounce. Changes things up. Alex is in there. Splitter perfectly placed to score, point 4. 4 with 4 points. Here now to complete the first round and receive purple shirts of post 8. Iñaki and Manu. Rebote forehand to the inside. Caught down low by Iñaki. Iñaki at the sidewall. Nice catch. Fine return. Rebote by Alex. Kicks to the inside. Manu's there. Split placement is stopped by Aratz. Manu for the rebote. High on the left side. Alex cuts it off. Placement inside. That scores on the second bounce, point 4. Alex and Aratz have gone 5 straight out of the 4-post. We've completed the first round of play. Matchups are worth 2 points now through the end of the game. Possible game point. Green shirts of post 4. Trying to stop them. Ikeda and a Cabrera. There's the backhand to the inside. Cabrera's there. Ball tipped. Point and a perfect game to the green shirts of post 4. Alex and Aratz. 4 wins it, 2 serves to 3. This is a playoff for second and third place. Ben on the catch. Here's the backhand. Lalu is there. Backhand from the 11 line. Backhand by Lalu to the inside. Goes Sherry. The rebote. Lalu from the 12 line. Here's Go Sherry, backhand from the 9. Two by Go Sherry, out. 2 places, 3 shows. Unofficial order finish 4-2-3. Your price will be up in a moment. And we'll have your prices up here in just a moment. Once again, just awaiting prices on the 4-2-3-4 Game 5. Reminder of the scratches we have in these late games. Benny and Douglas are scratched in their scheduled appearances. Some serious calculations going on with the tote equipment. How about Alex that last game, huh? Tremendous play. Aggressive play. Late games have been impressive all season. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, Battle Court coming up at 5 p.m. today. The Warriors take on the Renegades. Once again, we are just waiting to show you those prices from game number 4. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to show you the entries coming up for game number 6. There is a scratch, game 6, post 7. Scratch Douglas, replace Douglas with Inaki. As soon as we have those prices, we will show you them before we begin game 6. Not going to move on without showing you those prices from game 5. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your patience. Little difficulty bringing up those prices for game number 5. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we're experiencing technical difficulties displaying the prices from Game 5. As soon as we have them up, we will show you prices from our 5th game. Appreciate your patience. Then move on shortly thereafter to Game 6. Players get a little extra practice time there in the background. Ah, there you go. That's the view. Alex was just throwing a trick shot on the court. You see a little star by Inaki in post 7. It means that Inaki is substituting for someone. In this case, he is substituting for Douglas. Blue Jays Forever in the chat commenting on Hawkeye would not be... Again, Hawkeye would be a... again, we're still playing Highlight. Highlight has always been refereed or judged typically by retired Highlight players, because you really need to have that eye. You need to have the Highlight eye, have experience on the court. In fact, most often in my experience, by retired Highlight players who played professionally. Just have years of experience where they can't play anymore, but they have the eye for the lines. Ball moving so quickly past that line. Often tough to see, because in highlight, if it has contact with the line, that is out. Excellent point, Steve. Judges needed for calls of juggling, change of motion. The pad, I imagine we could run a little cord across the top of it that would flash.
Computer.
So there's different ways of manualizing it, but got to have those judges. One of those days, folks, where we have a few scratches and have a scratch of an announcer, and I try to show people that I'm ambidextrous, and I spilled water in the announcer's booth, which is like a sacrilege. You really can't do that. This is our last week of playing Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Next 2 weeks, we go back to just Monday and Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. as we finish off Pelota 2025. Once again, we're waiting for those prices for Game 5. The result was a 4-2-3. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, experiencing technical difficulties with the prices from game number 5. Really comes down to a computer glitch in calculation. Players get a little extra practice time. Usually happens to us once a year. We apologize for the delay. Steve M talking about an AI judge. That would be scary, huh? It's going back and forth here between a phone, calling the tote office, see if we can get you those prices. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Game 5. Prices we're waiting on. And Game 6 coming up next. Game 6, a singles match. Hi, Naki. We'll begin as soon as possible. Stu, you have so much patience. Inaki, would you agree with that? Inaki does not agree that I have a lot of patience, Michelle, but I appreciate that. I think it's like some days I do, and some days I like have infinite patience, and it does depend on the weather, and it's always cold in this building, so that's one of those things. What gets me upset? Oh my! What a difficult question that is. We're about to give Inaki a microphone. Inaki says it's a long list. Nothing really that gets. I wouldn't say upset. There are things that annoy me. Like, we try to focus on the announcing, and sometimes there's, recording of prices and different, the highlight stuff that we have to get out there. And sometimes the players are back here, doing their own thing, waiting to play, and they can be a little loud. Like, for instance, when they start bouncing a basketball back here, that drives me nuts. Inaki's right about that. Ping pong drives me nuts when we're trying to play. Sounds, because it's like a big metal cage that we're in. So it's enough with the ball bouncing. And there are times when guys get so loud that I can't hear the director, I can't hear Andrew when he's talking to me. So, yeah, I get frustrated with that. And occasionally I get frustrated with things that go on the court. Occasionally. Once again, we are experiencing technical difficulties, and we're waiting for the beginning of game number 6. Let's give you the odds for the next game. We can do that, and as soon as we have the prices, we will put the prices up. These are the odds for the next game. We can at least show you that. Look at that trifecta pool. Over $2,000 in the trifecta pool. Yes, we want to get this game started as soon as we can. We have to be able to show you prices before we can move on to the next game. Then I have to write those prices down. I promise I'll write them as quickly as possible. Why, thank you. Inaki said he's going to practice his 2-0. Go ahead, Inaki. You can practice the 2-0. Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate that. I do enjoy the subject of medicine very much. Specifically neurology and psychiatry. This 1-minute post time is relative, ladies and gentlemen. We may hold posts beyond. We still have to show our prices from game number 5. But these are, say we were over $2,000 and someone canceled a trifecta bet. My, oh my. 1,970 in the trifecta pool. See if that goes back up over 2,000. Before it begins game 6. Game 6 is up next. We have a minute up there. You see it goes back and forth between 1 and 3 minutes. Waiting for those prices from game 5. Game 5 result was 4-2-3. And then for those of you looking forward to Battle Court, which begins at 5 p.m. Warriors against the Renegades. Douglas and Manny will go up against Gocheri and Urbieta to start things off. Then Alex and Bragley go up against Stan and Ben. Correa and Julin going up against Gonaga and Flores. Singles with Bragley versus Stan, then Alex versus Urbieta. And we'll finish things off with Douglas and Julin going up against Gocheri and Ben. On your screen, the odds for Game 6. Game 6 does begin the pick 3. If you missed the earlier pick 3, there's always the later pick 3. And I believe we may have prices coming up. No, missed. Still odds. Looked like it was the prices screen. Darn it. It's all right. They had me fooled too. Pick 3 coming up in Game 6. Play the pick 3, correctly pick the winners of Games 6, 7, and 8. Once again, we're just waiting for prices to come up on that results screen from Game 5. As soon as we can show you those prices, we'll leave them up long enough for me to get them written down and then begin the next game. Thanks again for your patience with the technical difficulties and this delay. Our first for 2025, and I don't remember one in 2026. In 2026. Huh? Once again, ladies and gentlemen, experiencing technical difficulties with displaying those prices for Game 5. John Esposito, no news with that in terms of where the move will be for next year, but as soon as we know, we will let you know. That we guarantee. We're not hiding the information. Still actively being discussed and negotiated, and we will be playing in 2026. It's just a question of where. You're very welcome. Thank you for the question, and appreciate your patience with these technical difficulties. Again, specifically, full transparency, technical difficulties involve calculation of those prices from our 5th game. The result was a 4-2-3. What you're looking at are the odds and the pools for Game 6. And I am told that Tote is working aggressively on correcting the issue. Believe me, everyone likes it to go as quickly and smoothly as possible. We pride ourselves on that. Trifecta pool got up over that $2,000 for the next game, $2,182.
You're gonna bring them to me? Okay, no problem. Bring them up.
Ladies and gentlemen, I do have some news, which is that I'm going to get prices brought to me manually. I will read them to you, and then we will be able to move on with our 6th game. Again, be able to read you the prices from Game 5, and then move on for Game 6. We need to let you know the official results and prices. That was a 4-2-3. And prices will be walked up here. I'll read them to you, and then we'll continue. And once again, thanks for your patience. Hi, Lies, Stu, why the move? Because it's time to move on. Diane, I understand that you can see them on Watch and Wager. I did hear that, and I did get a text message from someone. Officially, I can't go by Watch and Wager. I have to, because we're basically the track is the way you want to think about that. So the results have to be given out directly by me, because not everybody has direct access to that from the tote equipment here on site. That's the rule that we've always had. That's the rule that we have to follow. So we're having a difficult time demonstrating that to you. We're going to go with a reading of them. And I'm waiting for the tote official to come up and bring me the official paperwork. Perfect. Thank you very much. And we would like to thank our tote operator for having walked all the way up here. Here are our prices from game number 5. 4-2-3 was the official result. The win paid $13.60. 4 to place, $7. 4 to show, $5.20. 2 to place, $8. 2 to show, $6.80. 3 to show, $4.40. Quinella 2-4, $2 price, $62. $1 price, $31. Perfecta 4-2, $52.80 for the $2 price, $26.40 for the $1 price. Trifecta 4-2-3, $158.60 for the $2 price, $39.65 for the 50-cent price on the trifecta. And with that, we can begin.
All right, gentlemen, we can begin.
With that, ladies and gentlemen, we can begin Game 6. Got people sending me text messages, which I do appreciate. By the way, one of those text messages I appreciate. The rest are kind of annoying. Thanks for your patience. Time to begin Game 6. We're ready to begin our 6th game, a spectacular 7. Singles match, play to 7 points. Points doubling after the first round of play. Don't forget about that scratch. Douglas scratched in post 7, replaced by Naki. Thank you for your patience with our technical difficulties. Play will now resume. There's the serve. We begin. Urrutia. Midcourt. Aratz makes the catch. Inside placement scores for Aratz. Well played. Point 1. Aratz first up on the board here in our 6th game. That'll bring to the court. The white shirt at post 3, Nicholas.
Thanks for your patience, guys. Sorry.
Here's a backhand by Nicholas. Rebote 2-all by Aratz. Well thrown and scoring. Point 1. 1 with 2 points. Here's the green shirt at post 4, Gauchetti. Gauchetti, backhand from the 9 line. Wall to wall from the left side. Rebote forehand to the inside. Gauchetti back to the inside. Well played. Aratz, great run. Tremendous effort to try to make that rebote. That hit the overhead screen. Point 4. Black shirt, post 5 receiving. Here is Iturbide. Ladies and gentlemen, with respect to all questions regarding 2026, where we're going to be, how it's going to look, all those other things, I can promise you before the end of 2025, all of your questions will be answered in both writing and discussed in the broadcast. We just appreciate the interest very much. Thank you. 2-all, too low, point 5. Yellow shirt at post 6. Manu receives. Here's a backhand by Iturbide, powerfully thrown. Got caught up in the overhead screen. That's out of play. Point 6. Pink shirt, post 7. Here is Iñaki. Backhand by Iñaki. Rebote forehand to the inside. Iñaki's there. Inside placement scores, point 7. Here now to complete the first round and receive. Purple shirt post 8, Alex. Ball tipped in the corner, 0.7. We've completed the first round of play. Matchups are worth 2 points now through the end of the game. First to return, blue post 2, Rutia. Robote to the inside. Aruti is there. Backhand. Inaki, great catch at the 7. Here's the backhand. Inside placement. Red and stopped by Arutia. Robote by Arutia. Caught in the air by Iñaki. Inside placement by Inaki scores, 0.7. 4 points for the 7 post in this matchup. Iñaki serves to Nicholas. There's a backhand by Necklace to the inside. Iñaki's there. Point 7. Iñaki's gone straight points to 6 points and a possible game point. Trying to stop him, the red of post 1, Arat. Here's the backhand by Iñaki. Robote forehand by Rats. Iñaki's there. Excellent catch by Iñaki. Inside placement, red by Rats, scooped by Rats. Ball gets by Inaki on the left side and scores a fine 6 straight points. 0.1. One with 4 points serving to the 4 post. Gosheri. Here's the backhand by Gosheri. Gosheri on the Robote save. Arats reads it well. In position, the 2-all scores. Well played, 0.1. Possible game point, red shirt to post 1, Arats. Trying to stop him, Ichir Bide. Under serve, 0.5, play continues. Receiving yellow post 6, Manu. scoop by Iturbide. Dos Paredes will score 0.5. Possible game point, black shirt at post 5, Iturbide. Trying to stop him is Alex. Big backhand by Iturbide, stopped by Alex. Rebote forehand, midcourt. Iturbide makes the catch. 2-all opens and scores. Point in game, post 5, Iturbide. 5 wins at 7 serves to 1. This is a playoff for second and third place. Backhand by Aratz. Inaki's there. Powerful backhand by Iñaki. Rebote forehand, up the middle. Inaki makes the catch. Costado lands out. 1 places, 7 shows. Unofficial order finish, 5-1-7. Your prices will be up in a moment. Results and prices for Game 6 are official. 5-1-7, the official order of finish. $2 Quinella 1-5, $45 even. Trifecta 5-1-7, 5-37-60. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, is our 7th game. It is a spectacular 7 doubles match. Played to 7 points, with points doubling after the first round of play. There are 2 scratches in Game 7. Game 7, post 3 in the front court, scratch Douglas, replace Douglas with Ikeda. Game 7, post 3, scratch Douglas, replace Douglas with Ikeda. Game 7, post 4 in the backcourt, scratch Benny, replace Benny with Cabrera. Game 7, post 4, scratch Benny, replace Benny with Cabrera. Game 7 will conclude the high five for today. 6 minutes till post time in Game 7.
Douglas reaches on the inside to cut it off. Hard throw, wall to wall, dropping in the corner. Pyro's got the save. Douglas waiting for it again off his footing, drops it to the inside. Pyro with a big bounce makes the catch up high on the left side.
So 2-all stop by Manny. Manny's forehand return. What a beautiful catch by Carballo at the 10 line. By Manny. Manny to the inside. Gaucher reads it, stops it with the scoop. Here's the backhand at the 12. Scoop by Manny. Excellent catch by Aratz. Scoop by Gaucher. There's a backhand by Douglas, powerfully thrown. Robote coming out. Inaki, Robote save to the inside. Douglas is there. Goes to the inside. What a scoop by Iñaki. Here's a backhand by Robin. Low runner to the inside. Robote left side by Ben. Robin on the catch. Here's the backhand. What a scoop by Robin. CRB. Robote, left side. What a scoop by CRB. Excellent play by Nicholas there at the screen. Arrow on the catch. Scoop by Manu. That's beautiful. Another snappy top 10 will bring us right to post time. We are ready to begin Game 7. It is a spectacular 7 doubles match played to 7 points. Points doubling after the first round of play. Final reminder, the 2 scratches. Game 7, post 3, scratch Douglas, replace Douglas with Ikeda. Game 7, post 4, scratch Benny, replace Benny with Cabrera. Serving in the red shirts of post 1, Goenaga Manny, receiving blue post 2, Iturbide and Nicholas. There's a serve. We begin. Robote by Goenaga to the inside. Here's Nicholas. Low hard backhand. This one caught by Iturbide. Robote left side up the middle. Backhand by Manny at the 12 line. Nicholas on the forehand from the 12 line. High and hard. Robote coming out. Here's a backhand by Nicholas to the inside. Rotate forehand right up the middle. This one caught by Nicholas. Ball tipped in the corner, point 2. Receiving the white shirts, post 3, Ikeda and Julian. Here's a backhand by Julian. Catch by Iturbide. Powerful backhand by Ikeda. Robote to the 6th line. Turned on the forehand of Iturbide on the outside. Ikeda, forehand Robote from the 4. Scoop, tip, point 2. 2 with 2 points. Here's the green shirts, a post 4, Bueno and Cabrera. Cabrera keeps it on the left side. Hard backhand, caught in the air by Nicholas. Robote save by Cabrera. Nicely played. Iturbide. Hard right. Ooh. And scoring. Point 2. 3 points for the 2 posts. Black shirts, post 5. Alex and Rotz receive. Backhand by Rotz, powerfully thrown to the inside. Iturbide comes cross court. Here's a backhand by Rotz. Catch by Iturbide. Rotate forehand. Nicholas is there. Nicholas on the catch, backhand from the 10 line. What a catch by Alex at the side wall. Big backhand follows. Iturbide hustles to make the Robote at the 4 line. Rotz is there. Iturbide takes it out of the air. Inside placement, stopped by Rotz. Here's the backhand by Nicholas. Wall to wall from the left side. Rebote coming out. Scoop by Nicholas at the 12 line. Scoop attempt, tip, 0.5. Entering the court, the yellow shirts to post 6. Iñaki and Manu. Rebote by Alex, high. Mid-court, scooped up by Manu on the forehand. Rebote by Alex. Here's Manu from the 12 line, backhand to the inside. Iñaki from the 9 line. Big backhand. Rebote. That rebound off the back wall. Saved by Alex. Iñaki's there. Rebote by Manu. Alex takes it out of the air. Drop shot. 0.5. That's 5 with 2 points. Here are the pink shirts of post 7. Go Sherry and Ben. Backhand by Ben is caught by Alex at the 9 line. Gaucheri, rebote to the outside. Alex has it on the forehand. Powerful right side. Gaucheri saves the rebote, clears the overhead screen. Alex from the 7. Hard to the inside, caught by Gaucheri. Backhand bullet, caught by Rotz. Alex on the forehand. Outside placement will score. Well thrown, 0.5. 5 with 3 points. Here now to complete the first round and receive. Purple shirts post 8. Arutia and Lalu. Lalu will take this on the bounce, on the forehand, right up the middle. Stop by Aratz. Rebote by Arutia to the inside. Here's Aratz. Rebote by Arutia. Ball tipped at the sidewall, 0.5. 5 with 4 points. We've completed the first round of play. Matchups are worth 2 points now through the end of the game. First to return, the red at post 1. Goanaga and Manny. Aratz on the catch. Backhand from the 11. Rebote forehand by Aratz. Goanaga has it. Beautiful catch by Alex at the 8 line. Rebote forehand. Catch by Alex. Splitter caught by Goenaga in the air. Magic City bounce. Goenaga reads it, makes the rebote from midcourt. Aratz is there, backhand from the 13 line. Ball tipped, 0.5. 5 team has gone straight points to a possible game point. Ikeda and Julian receive. Catch by Ikeda. Aratz on the backhand. Ikeda, forehand from the 8. Outside placement. Alex stops it. Ikeda from the 8. Outside placement. Alex stops it. Karam. Ikeda on the catch. Cortada. That will score 0.3. Play continues. 3 on the board with 2 points. Here's post 4. The green shirts return. Bueno and Cabrera. Rebote up high. Ikeda goes for the save. Falls just short, 0.4. Blue post 2 receive. Iturbide and Nicholas. Nicholas on the catch. Here's the backhand. Beautiful catch by Iturbide. Here's Nicholas on the 12 line. Powerfully thrown. Cabrera, rebote save. Cabrera advances, catches this in the air. Hard throw, stopped by Iturbide. Iturbide's backhand caught by Cabrera. Cabrera to the outside, and Nicholas is there. Bueno on the catch, backhand from the 7. Powerfully thrown, rebote coming out. Rebote forehand. Iturbide cuts it off in the air. Costado, hard to the inside. Scoop by Iturbide. Catch down low on the forehand of Nicholas. 0.2. Possible game point for the blue at post 2. Iturbide and Nicholas trying to stop them. Iñaki and Manu. Big backhand by Manu. Rebote forehand. This one caught by Iñaki. Backhand from the 9 line. Nicholas is there. Powerful forehand by Nicholas. Rebote left side to the inside. Nicholas again. Backhand. What a catch by Manu in the corner. Beautifully played. Point in game, post 2, Nicholas and Iturbide. 2 wins at 5 places, 3 serves to 4. This is a playoff for 3rd place. Julian on the catch. Bueno, fine play from the forehand at the 7. Julian's there. Backhand. Backhand by Bueno. Coming way out to the rebote. Played from the 3 line by Ikeda. Scoop by Julian. Backhand from the 12. Here's Bueno at the 7. Julian's there. Rebote forehand save by Bueno. Caught by Ikeda. Ikeda hard from the forehand. Difficult rebote save by Cabrera. Nicely played. Ikeda's there. Hard to the inside. Scoop by Cabrera. Ikeda. Backhand. Julian reaches in, backhand from the 9 line. Caught by Cabrera, backhand. Rebote save, does not clear the pad. 4 shows, unofficial order finish, 254. Your prices will be up in a moment. .254 official result for Game 7. Quinella 2-5, 1960. Trifecta 2-5-4, 440-60. High 5, 7-8-4, 5-2, 4-5 numbers. Returning $122 even. Carryover jackpot 386.49. Up next, our 8th and final game of the Pelota performance in advance of Battle Court. At 5 p.m., less than 1 hour from now. There is a scratch, game 8, post 6. Scratch Douglas, replace Douglas with Iturbide. Post time. About 4 minutes, good luck.
Remind me of Hustle City, man. Everybody got more than one gig. One stop, boy, $20.
I'm not your neighborhood Uber driver. I do luxury. And then I have another job. I play Highline.
I have this crazy idea. Do you think we could send something out to all the ex-athletes for the last 20 years and say, we're looking to hire and train highlight players?
When I first got the email, I thought it was pranking me.
I need some clarity on this.
I went on YouTube and I Googled highlights.
I was like,
they paying us, man, and we can win big money.
Let me see what this is all about.
That's what you gotta do. Get some money.
The players taking the court are all athletes you may recognize.
Baseball, football, track and field.
Having the work, played Division I sport, and then I had a child on the way, so I dropped out.
The crack era was tough. Sports in general was a way out of our environment.
It's really game time now, man.
Blood, sweat, and tears.
We got the streets on fire. This is gonna be the first time that my kids will be able to sit in the audience and root for their father.
Who wants it more? This is a sacrifice I think is going to pay off in the end.
This is a dream for me.
I gotta win.
Can't get drama better than this.
Highlight became the new hustle.
let's get ready to play.
Snappy little video there about Magic City Hustle, reviewing the inaugural season of Magic City Highlight back in 2018. If you have not seen it, grab it. Available at magiccityhustle.com or for download in the iTunes store, as well as, Andrew says it regularly, but I know it's the Android thing. Okay, 2 minutes to go before we begin. Game number 8. There is a scratch. Game 8, post 6. Scratch Douglas, replace Douglas with Each or B-Day. Game 8, post 6. Scratch Douglas, replace Douglas with Each or B-Day. And then at 5 p.m., so just about 50 minutes from now, the Warriors will take on the Renegades for Battle Court. Begin with Douglas and Manny going up against Gaucheri and Urbieta. Then Alex and Bradley going up against Stan and Ben. Correa and Julian will then take on Agoanaga and Flores. Matches 4 and 5 are singles. Bradley versus Stan, then Alex versus Urbieta. Finish things off with Douglas and Julian going up against Gaucheri and Ben. That is Battle Court at 5 p.m. today. And don't forget, we are back with Pelota tomorrow and Wednesday, post times, 1:30 p.m. Last Wednesday for first half of 2025. This Wednesday, go back to Mondays and Tuesdays beginning next week. Less than a minute to go before we begin Game 8. Game 8 now just less than a minute away. Final reminder of the scratch, Game 8, post 6. Scratch Douglas, replace Douglas with Nicholas. Ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to begin our 8th and final game, a spectacular 7 singles match played to 7 points. Points double after the first round of play. Serving the red shirt to post 1, Aratz. Receiving blue post 2, Gaucheri. Rebote by Aratz. That's out. Point 2. Receiving the white shirt to post 3, Urrutia. Costello 2-all scores for Urrutia. Point 3. The green shirt to post 4 now receives. Here's Alex. Ball drops and scores, point 3. 3 with 2 points. Here's the black shirt at post 5, worn by Nicholas. Robote. This one's stopped by Nicholas on the left side. Urrutia is there. Backhand from the 9 line. Nicholas takes it in the air. Robote left side by Urrutia. He goes to the floor. Inside placement, read and stopped by Urrutia. Here's the backhand. Nicholas, Robote. Cash by Nicholas. Here's the backhand. 2-all, does not open. Stopped on the forehand of Nicholas. Nicholas goes high and deep. That lands in and scores. Well thrown, point 5. Yellow shirt at post 6 receives. Each or be they. Here's a backhand by each or be they. Robote forehand. Point 6. The pink shirt of post 7 receiving, number 69, Iñaki. There's a backhand by Iñaki. Robote forehand, missed at the sidewall, point 7. Here now to complete the first round and receive purple shirt at post 8, Manu. Here's the backhand by Manu. That ball's on the wall and scoring, point 7. Seven has 2 points as we complete the first round of play. Matchups are worth 2 points now through the end of the game. First to return, the red at post 1, Arat. Under serve, point 1. 1 with 2 points. Here's post 2, Go Sherry. Backhand by Gaucheri, caught by Aratz. Aratz from the 9 line, hard to the inside. Gaucheri, backhand powerfully thrown. That clears the overhead screen. Aratz throws Robote at the 4 line. Robote by Gaucheri will score, point 2. Gaucheri with 3 points, serving to the green at post 4. Alex. Here's the backhand by Alex. Gaucheri is there. Alex to the inside, nicely played. Ball ruled to have been tipped first time round, point 4. Alex goes on the board with 2 points, serving to post 3. Arutia. There's the backhand by Arutia, caught by Alex. Alex powerfully from the left side. Rebote. Point 4. 4 points for the 4 post. Alex is serving to the black of post 5, worn by Nicholas. Rebote left side to the inside. Nicholas is there. Backhand from the 10. Two all opens and scores. Point 5. Five with 3 points. Receiving Ichibide, yellow post 6. Here's the backhand. Rebote, forehand. Ichibide's there. Point 5. Possible game point for the black shirt of post 5. Nicholas, he has 5 points. Trying to stop him. The purple of post 8, Manu. Here's the backhand by Manu. It goes wall to wall. Rebote coming out. Rebote forehand, hard to the inside. Manu is there. Backhand. Nicholas on the catch. Powerful backhand, wall to wall. Rebote coming out. Ball tip, point 8. Play continues. 8 with 2 points. Here's post 7 as play continues. Iñaki. Here's the backhand by Iñaki. Rebote. Costello inside by Iñaki. Manu goes in. Will not make the rebote. Point 7. 7 with 4 points. Here's post 1. Arat. Here's the backhand by Arat. Rebote forehand by Arat to pass. Iñaki from the 9 line. Rebote. Arat grabs it. Beautiful scoop by Iñaki on the forehand. Hard throw to the inside. Arat is there. Rebote forehand. Arat moves up, catches it. Scoop by Iñaki. Beautifully played at the 7. 2 all with a light touch. Iñaki got it, but will not complete the play. Point 1. One with 4 points. Receiving post 2, Gaucheri. There's the backhand by Gaucheri. Aratz is there. Aratz to the inside where it scores. 0.1. Possible game point, red at post 1. Aratz trying to stop him. Arrutia. Aratz on the catch, winds up. Long 2-all. Red end stopped by Arrutia. Arrutia powerfully from the forehand launches this. Perfect position by Aratz. Arrutia is there. Hard throw to the inside. Aratz on the scoop. Backhand from the 12. Scoop by Arrutia. Backhand from the 11 line. Robote coming way out. Robote saved by Arrutia. Aratz cuts it off at the 7. 0.3. Three has 4. 4 has 4. Alex receives. There's a backhand by Alex, caught by Arrutia. Arrutia goes deep. Arrutia from the 9 line. Alex looks for the rebote, about the 7. To the inside it goes, and scores. 0.4. Possible game point, green shirt of post 4. Alex trying to stop him. Iturbide. Rotate forehand by Alex. Catch by Iturbide. Alex on the forehand. Hard to the inside. Scoop by Iturbide. Here's the backhand. Alex will move. Make it on the forehand. Scoop by Iturbide. Backhand from the 8 line. Rotate forehand inside. Beautiful catch by Iturbide. Iturbide from the 9 line. Robote forehand saved by Alex. Iturbide's got it. Winds up. Costello 2-all opens and scores. 0.6. Play continues again. 6 on the board with 3 points. Returning with possible game point, the black at post 5. Nicholas. Backhand by Nicholas. Rotate forehand. Rotate forehand. Just missed. Point and game post 5. Nicholas. 5 wins it. 1 serves to 4. This is a playoff for 2nd and 3rd place. Beautiful catch by Alex. A difficult play. Aratz is there. Long 2-all. Lands in and scores. 1 places, 4 shows. Unofficial order finish, 5-1-4. Your prices will be up in a moment. And your prices, ladies and gentlemen, from Game 8. 5-1-4, the official order finish for our 8th and final game. Teller Quinella 1-5. $44.60. Trifecta, $240.60. And the pick 3, 525, 3 of 3 numbers returning $319. And that, ladies and gentlemen, will do it for this Monday afternoon performance of Live Highlight in the Magic City on the Highlight Channel. Glad that you chose to join us today. Invite you to join us at 5 p.m. That is just a half hour from now for Battle Court, when the Warriors will take on the Renegades. We'll be back with Pelota tomorrow, 1:30 p.m. Thanks for joining us. Have a good day.